They know, they know, they
Oh, isn't
know.
that great? Oh my gosh, that would be so
This
awesome.
is so cool.
Isn't
So,
that great?
wow,
This this is our microphone right here, Johnny, and this is our camera up here.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Johnny G.
like that.
Oh my God! I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't think that I could be able to come on here and talk to you guys. This is really great.
You know, Mike, right?
Yeah,
He's
that's very
so
well.
great.
Are you kidding me? I was with him the day that he got in trouble.
You were with him. You were
Yes.
bad at. No.
Oh, I didn't get in trouble.
Which time? Which occasion? Which
No, I was
trouble?
in Indianapolis with him when all that stuff.
Oh, well, you
Yeah.
know, it was so great talking with him the other day.
He's such a.
We wish him all the best, and he's having such great success
He
with
really
his
is.
one-man
Because
show.
you know what? As crazy as it seemed with Michael, he was. If you knew him, he always had
Yeah.
a heart of gold. The crazy madness was all that stuff that was sitting on top of him.
Yeah.
But anyone that knew him, it
Mhm.
was like if you got to see him, he was just a great guy.
And he's got
Always
such a
been a
great
guy.
sense of humor. And
Oh, he's funny as heck.
so
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
to
he's
talk
so
to, right?
funny,
And
yeah.
Some of you guys were in the hangout at the time, but let me quickly explain to you. We get to hang out with up to 9 other people from all over the world.
Wow.
Not only that, this is broadcast live on our YouTube channel, so anyone with YouTube could be watching us right now.
Hi,
And
Mom.
there's actually quite a bunch watching on YouTube now. So hello YouTubers and hello world. Joining me is Johnny Gill, of course. Do I have to say Johnny from way back in the day as well with
Way back,
new
I'm only,
edition.
yeah, and I'm only 25. What do
Of
you mean
course
way
you
back
are.
in the day?
It's
like yesterday.
5 years ago.
Well, it's been 23 years
So
since.
Johnny Gill, of course, joining us today, talking about his appearance on Unsung.
Unsung, yeah.
On TV1. So we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But first, I want to introduce you to everybody. By the way, it's very casual, very informal, and it's a lot of fun. You'll see, you'll like it. Let me introduce you to everybody in the hangout. I see a couple new faces from when I just got up a moment ago. Kwaku, tell me again where you're hanging out from. I forgot.
I'm hanging out from Miami.
Miami.
I
that's
just
right.
left there last Saturday.
That's right, Kwaku.
I know, Jazz in the Gardens. I
Yeah.
was trying to get down there, but had some
Oh, it was
issues.
insane. We had a great time.
Insane.
I know, it's awesome good. It's always good.
You are echoing, so I'm going to just mute you for just a second. Now, Kim is hanging out with us from Kansas City.
Hi.
Good morning.
Campton, who is in Calgary, Canada.
Hi, Johnny.
Jimmy
Hey.
is with us from Koreatown. He's here.
Johnny
Hello.
G.
Okay.
What's up, man?
Cliff is in New Jersey. We've got
Johnny.
Ayub, who is in Leicester. He's in England.
England.
Yo.
I'm heading there too Friday.
Friday.
Good.
All right.
Excellent.
Yes, and Ashlyn is in Australia. Are you not in Australia right now, Ashlyn? Yes. Yes. So
Mexican words.
you're at work in Australia. Oh my God, it's like in the middle of the night there. Thanks for joining us.
Wow.
So we have Johnny, like I said, talking about. Oh, and Joe is just joining us. Joe Hogan. Joe, I don't know if you're in Las Vegas or in Hawaii. I'm not sure, but anyway, he's all over the place too. So anyway, Johnny, Unsung on TV1.
Yeah, yeah.
I just read some interview that this is sort of like your way of getting your story out, because we know you through the years, but
Right, right.
this is really kind of the first
First time that
time.
I've always been a very private person,
Yeah.
and over the years, there's been so much and so many things that have been said that it's too much to think about fighting back. But there was an opportunity that was presented for me to do this, which is talking about a lot about my 30 years of being in the business.
30 years.
Yeah, and I'm only
30
25.
years.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's -5.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So within the 30 years, and I've been in the business, so it gets into some of my personal life, the contributions I've made in my 30 years to the industry, and I just thought that having a son my son just turned 7
Oh, good for
last week,
you.
and
Yes.
I thought about the fact that when you look at having the internet and things, I mean, back in the day, being in this business and the rumors and things that you would hear, we didn't have
What
this.
was the most outrageous story that you wanted to correct or clear before I go to your
I've heard this 100 million times that my best friend, my brother, Eddie Murphy, that, oh, Johnny Gill and Eddie Murphy. I mean, even if you go on the internet, you see all these little things. If you type up Johnny Gill and Eddie Murphy is gay, and it's like, I'm
Oh
sitting
my
there,
gosh!
and
Really?
I'm like, I sit, and it just makes you sit there and scratch your head to go, like, what
Wow.
are you doing? But this has been going on for years,
Oh,
number of years,
that's really
and
good.
it's like people don't believe what they want to believe because you can't change that. But I thought that now at this time of my son being just like I said, just turning 7, people and being in our business, we are all exposed to. I mean, now if you look on the internet, somebody is gay or something is. It's like you hear all kinds of things. Back in the day when we started 30 years ago, there was no Twitter, no Facebook. It was just gossip magazines. Yeah. So you just, whatever was out there, that's what's out there, and people believed it. So, but I mean, over the years, it is what it is. But it's like, I wanted something that to tell my story, but I wanted something that, like I said in the documentary, it's written in stone and it can't be erased. And this is my story.
Okay, I get.
Right on.
Kim, yes, go ahead. What's your question?
I have a question. Oh gosh, I've been a fan forever and a day. Yes, and I'm 21.
Yep.
You're younger than me.
My question to you, in dealing with all this backlash in the stories that people tell about you online, what legacy do you want to leave for those who come behind you in helping them see past all of these things that can happen, what people can say about them?
Being strong, understanding that if you're not that, I look at Justin Bieber right now. He's in trouble. Look at Lindsay Lohan. She's in trouble.
Yeah.
People don't understand that it's about the art. Everybody, I don't care who you are, but even when you're an entertainer, you live under this microscope, and it's unfortunate. But the reality is that no matter how much you live under this microscope, it's nothing you can do for the fact that you have to eat, go to the bathroom, breathe like everybody else, and we're no different. So we go through the process with life and going through learning, getting thrown curveballs and learning how to deal and getting through situations, because we're not exempt just because we might excel in one area of our life. That means whether you're an athlete, whether you're an entertainer, an actor, whatever you do, you might have excelled and became successful in that particular area of your life. Tiger Woods, great golfer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's not human and that there's other areas in his life that he's still growing and learning from. But we have to do it and live it out in front of people. And it makes it, it intensifies it, and I think it can make it worse because, we sometimes need the time to ourselves to go through the process and live and learn like everybody else. So it's unfortunate.
I want to go to Ayub because he was influenced tremendously by your music.
The first thing I want to say is that I need to thank you for being the greatest virtual wingman ever.
You were the wingman.
Your songs.
Your songs helped me tremendously in various exploits.
Need we say more? Where's Trev?
Seriously,
Songs are responsible for a lot of babies being made.
Oh, we are getting there. We're going there.
But I also wanted to ask, thinking back, back in 90 when you came out with My and the self-titled album post New Edition, you managed to get to work with some of the greats like Babyface, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. How was it getting all of those people to work together on your album?
That was the first time ever because there was this camaraderie between the two producers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and L.A. Reid and Babyface, and everybody was scratching their heads trying to figure out. I was the first person that they both wanted to work with on my album, and people was trying to figure out how the hell did he pull that off, because both producers were really very hot at the time. And it was like I had a great relationship with both of them, and that was the first time of bringing them both together. And Babyface talks about it in the documentary about how much they wanted to see me be successful.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Kempton, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Johnny, you're talking about Justin Bieber or Lindsay Lohan. What kind of advice would you give yourself when you were starting out? Like if you had a chance to talk to your former self, the kind of an introspective question, looking into yourself. What advice?
The advice that I would give to myself is, you have to stay really grounded. Grounded means simply allow someone, everybody, even when I look at great boxers, they have a corner man. Even though their corner man is not in the ring fighting for them, they have a corner man that is telling them what it is that they might need to do and following a game plan, something that they're not doing, or that they need to keep continuing to do in order to be successful. Everybody needs somebody that they can trust and they're going to listen to, that's going to be honest with them, because that's the thing that can get you thrown off course when you become successful. The world is yours. Anything you want, everything is right at your beck and call, and it becomes a thing that you can become immune to this and feel and believe that this is how life works.
Well, isn't that the thing? Because often they're surrounded, people who are successful, much like in your shoes, they're around people who are employed by them,
Yes.
and often they don't tell them the truth.
Absolutely. And that's
so
why it takes, you have to be grounded and find someone that's going to be honest with you. And they're going to do it because simply they have no ulterior motives, because they love you. Other than that, you're going to head down a road that if somebody can't be honest with you, I'll never forget, there was a quick story about Barry Bonds. Barry was in a slump right before he hit that broke the home run record, and his father, was sitting there laying in the hospital dying of cancer. I'll never forget, he called Liz, Barry's wife at the time, and tell Barry to do this, his shoulders not square, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And they sent the message down to Barry, even though Barry thought he was doing what he normally does, because he was in a little slump. Once that was told, he believed, he trusted his father who knew him, and told him what he needed to do, and bam, he was right back in the swing of things and knocking the ball out the park. So having somebody in your corner, because sometimes we can't see ourselves. And somebody has to stand on the outside being able to say, hey, you know when you did this, your pants were a little too short, you need to make sure something, but they have to be honest with you. You got to allow somebody to be honest with you.
Honesty is the key. I just want to quickly give a shout out to Stephanie, who is watching us on YouTube, and she says, hey Johnny, hello, you're looking good this fine morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Yeah.
Jimmy, yes, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah. I was going to say it's amazing how the microscope can become a magnifying glass. How you're being perceived, how people get perceived out and about. But on a lighter note, I know you're promoting your documentary, but are you performing anywhere in LA since you are here in LA? Are you actually performing somewhere, or are you just doing on a promotion run?
Yeah, I will be here with the group actually. New Edition, June the 30th at the Staples Center. It's,
nice.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's New Edition, the Jacksons, and R. Kelly.
All right.
Wow.
Actually, and you know what? The first New Edition album and Guy were my first two CDs that I ever bought when CDs first came out.
Wow.
Those are the first two CDs I bought. So
those were the good old days.
Yeah, man. I love your work, man. I love all of your work.
About shows like American Idol and X Factor and all of these types of programs for the young kids.
I love it. I just think that it's very important that one day they're on television, they're in people's homes every week, and before you know it, they're a star. It's just times has changed, and they have to understand and be cognizant of the fact that I really wish that there were some type of, for every label, for every show that is trying to make these kids, allowing them to live their dreams, that there was something that also was put in place to teach them how to carry themselves, to teach them how to deal with the things that they're going to come against with the media, with all the other stuff. There was a time when back in the day with record companies, they used to make you go to school, learn how to sit, talk, and do the things in order to be. Yeah, so, and those days are gone, and it's like, I wish that someone would take that level of responsibility to just prepare them because they're so young, and going through the process and what they're going to have to go through, so that they might give them a better shot of being able to sustain in this business and not mentally get thrown off course. Because one day people love you, and the next day, before you know it, it's people, they're trying to tear you down. It's like, and you go from one minute seeing the world loving you and embracing you, and then all of a sudden you start reading all this stuff about you it's like everybody can't handle it. And if you're not taught or don't have the support, it'll take you down. You could be a Lindsay. You could be looking at a Justin, who I believe and I feel is in trouble. He's just a young kid, and he woke up one day, everybody loved him, and now all of a sudden he's starting to get into this backlash, and he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I was loved by everybody for a minute. Now all of a sudden people are talking about me, and he's a kid going through the process of growing. So it's nothing there to say abnormal about what he's doing.
Right. No, they just need to surround themselves, like I said, or like you said, with the right people. Kim, did you have another question?
Yes, I have another question to go along with what you're saying. I remember Motown requiring their singers to learn how to dress, to learn how to act, to learn how to talk. And I think the missing component is that a number of kids nowadays don't have
That
the
guidance.
Motown influence.
That's right.
They have the parent influence.
Yep.
So what advice would you give for those kids whose parents are their managers, who's not giving them that Motown feeling?
I would hope that a parent would take some level of responsibility to know that if you're walking to this business, if you're going to allow your kid to be in this business, whether you had any experience or not, this is a pretty gruesome business to be in. It's tough. It's tough. And that a parent that loves their kids would say, what can I do to better prepare my kid, even though I know he has the talent, to prepare them to deal with the oncoming things that you're going to have to deal with being in this business.
Yes.
And I think that it's just important because
the judgment that you get.
it hurts. I don't care who you
I
are.
don't care who you are, exactly. How tough you are.
It's a form of bullying. When people are saying things
It
about
is.
you that are not true, or doing things to try to hurt you or coming at you, it's really a form of bullying. And we've
It
seen
is.
what happened to young kids, a lot of kids that are taking their lives because they can't handle it.
Yeah. No,
So
that's-
and,
yeah,
and it
think
doesn't
about
mean because we're adults that it doesn't hurt us just as much, but we're able to process it a little bit or deal with it a little bit better.
No, it's true.
But it's still a form of bullying.
Kwaku, I'm gonna go. Do you have a question? And I'll go to Jimmy. Then I think we're gonna be. That's it, you guys. So Kwaku, what's your question, quickly?
It's not so much a question. I just want to say thank you very much for. I don't know how the story went. I'm trying to remember about you begging to be part of New Edition or they coming after you. I don't remember, but you brought such a maturity to that group. And in that time where we had a lot of good music, you were actually a singer. And I thank you because I went to music high school.
Yeah.
I went to a music theater, Hamilton Music Academy, and with all the good music out, there weren't any real singers. And you were, especially in that era. So I just want to say thank you. You were an inspiration to me and my vocal jazz group and everything. So thank you and keep doing what you're doing.
Well,
Definitely.
Thank you, because it's so funny. After 30 years, I still don't take nothing for granted. It's like when someone tells me what impact I've had, effect I've had on their lives, it really it encourages me to continue to keep doing what I'm doing, and I don't take not one compliment for granted. It's like
Good.
it's a blessing.
That's
it's a
so
blessing.
nice.
And thank
Jimmy,
you.
you've got the Kempton question. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, well, I wanted to say two things. My mother-in-law actually was Dick Griffey's personal interior designer for many years, and she actually did Solar Records and worked with Babyface and stuff.
Wow.
And and she's still around because we're still doing interior design. But that's awesome that to actually get a chance to meet you, for one, and for two. Who was in your corner to keep you from falling into the pitfalls that happened to other people in your industry? Who was in your corner to help you to steer you around those?
I have some great support and great friends, but my dad was a minister.
Oh, right, that's right.
Just
That's
did
right.
a PK.
Yeah. There was a seed that was planted that I might not have understood what was going on early on as a kid.
Of course.
But that's what has kept me grounded in a lot of ways. I mean, I've had friends, people that I've admired. I've seen people that go off and have gone through the drug problems and all those issues. And I've never had that. I've never had that because there was only so far I could go. And because of growing up in church and my dad being a minister, those seeds that were planted allowed me and made me have never wanted to go over those, step over those the boundaries. Everyone won't be as fortunate, but I've been so blessed, and I think that's why I'm still here 30 years later. And everyone keeps saying to me when they see me in concert, "How come your voice hasn't changed? You still sound the same. You sound better than ever." A lot of that stuff comes from taking care of myself, and understanding that, you know, the body is the temple, and and we have to, you know. So
that is awesome. You do your
30
voice.
years. It doesn't seem
Incredible. 30 years.
Yeah.
But in June, you guys, if you get a chance to come out here, Johnny will be with New Edition and
the Jacksons.
And he looks exactly the same except without the curl.
I know, right? Don't forget, if you want the true story about Johnny in the last 30 years and the career and the life and all, watch Unsung on TV
One, yeah,
which is
tomorrow,
on
yeah,
tomorrow.
airs March 20th. Yeah,
Can we hear a little bit of something?
Yeah.
A little bit of
Few
singing.
note.
No, I gotta let him go.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I gotta go. You don't know why? Because I'm a busybody. I gotta give some of my loving to everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny.
Picture.
That's the real deal right there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, right on. Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks for
That
having
was
me.
awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
She forgot the picture.
Will you take,
Picture,
let's
picture.
take a quick photo with everybody before you go. Sorry. Okay, there's the camera right there. Cheers. Yay.